Welcome to today's episode, and we are talking about Mayorism, a hyper-local content strategy. And what Mayorism really is it's a thought experiment, and it asks, what would your business look like if you treated it like you were running for mayor of your town? Now, this particular content strategy is all about hyper-local domination. So this is if your market is very locally based, if you're either in a township or a city or a county, but it's really designed to be as intimate as possible. So the smaller the farm you have, the smaller the reach that you do most of your business in, the better this strategy works. So if you were running your business like you were running for mayor, then every single person you ran into was a potential vote. It's a potential yes vote to get you into office so that you can become elected as mayor, right? So you're shaking hands and you're kissing babies everywhere. Well, if you ran your mortgage business like you were trying to get votes, like you were trying to earn votes, then shaking hands and kissing babies is nothing more than building a database of borrowers. And I want you to think about in those terms that every time you put goodwill, every time you help somebody, every time you meet somebody, you're shaking hands, you're kissing babies, you're building familiarity, you're earning trust, and you're building a database of future borrowers. Now, the first and probably one of the more important aspects of having a hyper-local strategy or running for mayor is you need a website. You need a local website and a tech stack, because everything that you're going to do, you're going to promote your website that has all of these resources and assets that are locally relevant. And as we go through this and we talk about what kinds of content you're going to be creating, you want all of that content to be geographically relevant. So it's all about the community. Now, this website, if you can put the community name in the domain name of the URL, that's really good. You can also consider maybe a single page website for some of this stuff. And the single page website, I happen to use a company called LeadPops. Leadpops.com, you can get a one-page website or a funnel. Basically what LeadPops does is it's lead capture. So when you drive traffic to the website, that's how you capture it. And then I use a company called GetBonzo for the follow-up and the nurture. And what that does is when somebody fills out a form on LeadPops, Bonzo sends out text messages, voicemails, emails to try to reach that contact, to put them in touch with you so that you can follow up with them. But having some sort of presence or a local website or a local presence is important if you're going to do a hyper-local strategy. Now, here's some good examples. I didn't put these on the slides, but I've helped several folks set up these Mayorism type campaigns. One of the ideas for domain names is you can put living in, or city life, or town life, or living in this city, living in this town. Those are the types of things that get a little bit more long tail. But if you have questions about naming your website, the name doesn't have a lot to do with it, but it's just another one of those trust assets. It's another one of those kind of signposts on the way. The consumer can see you specialize in this area because you have this website that's only focused on this town, this community, this zip code, this township, whatever we're talking about here. The next thing is we need campaign-worthy content ideas. So I've got 6 campaign worthy content ideas. When I say campaign worthy, I'm talking about your campaign to run for mayor. If you focus on these 6 content ideas, you are going to be the most famous person, at least in your digital hyperlocal area. And if you do a good enough job, you're going to be known just as well on the street as you are going to be online. So what we're going to talk about is how to become a local market expert, and how to do that. And I'm going to break each one of these down, and I'm going to give you some examples of this. We're going to talk about how to make your transactional partner shine. This is a good one. Small Business Saturdays. This is a really fun one. Talk about activities, events, historical things that go on, or either historical places or historical events or activities in your area, and your local art scene, local politics, zoning, business. Zoning could be like housing zoning, commercial zoning, new communities that are being built, new shopping centers that are being built, school board stuff, things that are going on with the school board. And this one, we'll talk about this, but you want to keep this as bipartisan as possible. If you really want to be that politics guy, that local politics guy, and you want to take a side, it's a little bit risky, but if it's who you are, it's what you should do. That's the bottom line. All of this stuff should be genuinely and authentically who you are. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you focus those passions and those interests on things that are going to help you grow your business. And then what you're going to do, the last thing we're going to talk about is how to use local listings to really display your mortgage prowess. So most of your hyper local marketing is going to be about the community. It's not going to be about you. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's unpack this first content strategy, which is local market stats expert. Like, really, it's not that hard to get on top of and stay on top of all of the local real estate statistics. What is inventory? What is the absorption time? What's the turn times? How long are homes staying on market? Are they selling above or below asking price? These are things that you can get all of this information. Altos Research. If you've never heard of Altos Research, for $79, they'll give you detailed monthly statistical reports about what's selling, what's listing, how long it's listing. They break it down into price quadrants, so that you can say, in this price range, these homes are selling this quickly. For like $79, you can get 10 zip codes. That's a really, really cool tool. And the coolest part about that particular tool is that they give you these reports. I've had done some really successful content campaigns by just taking screenshots of parts of those reports and then just writing my interpretation of what that means for this particular area. So that's a really, really good tool. Also, work your realtor, your referral partners like a detective. Like, talk to them, constantly ask them, hey, what's going on in your market? What are you seeing? You're always on a fact-finding mission. All of your realtors, your referral partners, they're going to be working in different areas of the community. And so they're going to have a different perspective. They're going to be working in different price ranges, and they're going to be working in different communities. So they're going to have different insights for you. And you're always going to be the person that's gathering all of that information, so you know what's going on in all of those local areas. The next content strategy. So that is your become a local market stats expert. It's not that hard. The other reason I say work your realtor like a detective is if they have access to the MLS, or if you can get access to the MLS. First of all, as a hyper-local mayorism candidate, you should belong to your local association of realtors as an affiliate. And maybe you even have your real estate license, depending on what state you're in. But if you can get access to the MLS, there's a lot of statistics, a lot of real-time data that you can pull out of the MLS. So let's move back to making your partner shine. So the first thing that you can do, so when it comes to partners, your transactional partners, you have quite a few people that you work with in the transaction that you can make them look like rock stars. So you've got realtors in up to 10 zip codes that you can do interviews. Like the service that I'm using right now is StreamYard. You can bring on another person. You see some of my episodes here on the Second Opinion Loan Officer podcast. You see that I'm doing interviews with people that I know. It's really, really easy to do. It's just like a Zoom call. So you can talk to each one of those realtors and you can pull up your Altos research or your MLS reports and just discuss with them what's going on in their neighborhood. By doing that, you make them look like a rock star. Hopefully they're the local real estate statistics expert, but at least you have enough experience to be able to have a good conversation with them about it. Escrow officers, title attorneys, closing attorneys, if you're in a wet state, or insurance people like homeowners insurance, do interviews with all of these transactional partners of yours. Do a video on what is escrow? What role does an escrow agent make? Do I need escrow when I'm buying a home in this city or in this zip code or whatever? Or who's the best escrow company to use if I'm buying a home in this city, in this county, in this state, whatever. What is title insurance? Here, let me do an interview with my title insurance person. So one of the reasons why you want to put a spotlight and make your transactional partner shine is because you're building up trust with them. And the law of reciprocation says that if you do things for other people, then they're going to feel obligated to also do things for you to help you. So when you're giving them a voice and you're putting them on TV, you're putting them on the internet because you're interviewing them, you're making them look like the rock star. Now you're top of mind with them when they run into a client that potentially could use a referral to a lender. And so that's a big reason why we want to make our people shine. Now, not only is the content amazing because people just don't create content about this kind of stuff, but when you're interviewing your insurance agent and talking about what do I need to know about insurance if I'm a first-time home buyer, and you can start talking about bundling home and auto and saving money on that, and what kind of coverage you need, how much coverage you need, how much out of pocket, all that kind of good stuff. Talk to local services, landscapers, handymen, local cleaning services that come in and clean your house as a first-time buyer, or even just local cleaning services if you're going to move into the area. Find out if one of your partners can offer a discount. If they can offer a discount, if they offer services like an escrow service or a title service or the attorney, even the insurance, if they can offer a discount if they mention the interview that you did with them or the content that you just did with them, if they mention that, will they offer you a discount? You can use that in your print marketing. You can use it you can use that to remind them that people are watching their videos. Because if somebody comes up to them and says, hey, I saw your video with Scott, I'd love to get that $10 discount on my insurance or whatever the case is. That just reminds them that they are that reminds them that you are doing you're doing their business, that you're sending them business. The last one that I have here, I can't read it. Offer to put The audience, oh, when you're doing these interviews, one of the things that you can do when you're doing these interviews is you always say, hey, if you're interested in meeting this person, if you're interested in doing business with this person, just reach out to me. I'll make a personal introduction and I'll make sure that you get the best service possible. By doing that, you become the go-to person. Again, remember, you're running for mayor, so the mayor is supposed to know everything that's going on in town. If you want something done, you go up and you ask the mayor, and the mayor's like, oh, I know this is the best person to use for this. So part of making your partner shine is making you shine as the go-to person that everybody can rely on. Small Business Saturday. So, Small Business Saturday is a fun one. Small Business Saturday has nothing to do with you. Find local businesses in your community, preferably if they're family owned. If they're family owned, that's great. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to interview the owner. Talk about why you love to go to this restaurant. Talk about why you love to go to this business. What's important about this business? Why is this business important to the community? More importantly, and these are short interviews that are only highlighting the business. That's it. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Now, a couple of things that you can do with this. So again, everything that we do, and I hate to kind of bring I don't hate to bring this up, but listen, the reason why we do these things and the reason why we do it the way that we do is to make an impression on people that could be referral sources for us. I talk a lot about in these episodes, I talk a lot about how this market in 2023, the one way this market is a lot like the market in 2008 is that our typical referral sources have all dried up, right? Real estate agents, if homes aren't turning in their neighborhoods, they're not really busy right now and they're kind of scrambling for business. If they're not super busy right now and people aren't selling homes, they still know what's going on in the community. They know what's going on with home prices. You keeping them busy is going to help get them through this. But when you're doing these things, so let's take Small Business Saturday, for instance. So maybe you're going to Joe's Pizzeria that's been there for 30 years. Do you think Joe and his family that owns the pizzeria, do you think they know everybody in town? So here's an example. You go and you do it. You go and you do an interview with Joe's Pizzeria. You ask Joe if you talk about their place in the community, how long they've been here, how many generations they've been serving, and in this area, and then maybe anybody that mentions this video or anybody that mentions this interview gets a free slice of pizza. All you have to do is mention this interview. So now we've got a discount that's going to remind Joe anytime somebody sees your video, walks in there. And how are they going to see your video? Because hopefully you've got a database already of your community that you can send this out. You also have the ability to run like Facebook ads, to just target the community with your interview that you did about this small business. Think about this as we start unpacking this. This is long game. This is a long game. This is building awareness. This is building value. And this is creating a reciprocal relationship type of business model. Now, here's some of the cool things that you can do when you highlight one of these small businesses. You can post it on your website. What I would also recommend is if you convert this into an article, maybe take a snapshot or a screenshot of the picture of the business and print out the article. Print out the article and put it in a frame and give it to the business. What do you think is going to happen if you do it as a business review and you hand it to the owner? The review is basically overwhelmingly positive. What do you think they're going to do? They're probably going to hang it up on the wall behind the counter so that all of their customers that come in can see that you just gave them this great that you gave them this great review. So it's a humble brag on their part, or a third party brag on their part. Hey, look, these guys said that we were a great place. When you do that and you promote, plus a lot of these small businesses, they don't always have all the marketing chops. They don't have big communities like we have. They don't have a second opinion loan officer community that's teaching them how to create video, how to tell stories, how to do content marketing, how to let people know that you exist on the internet. They don't necessarily know how to do this. So when you step in and you do this for them, you become the hero. We talked about promoting the business as the close. So your close on this is promoting the business. This isn't about you. If you can get those discounts, fantastic. Again, that reminds them that people are watching the interview that you did with them. It's keeping you top of mind with the business owner or the business owner's family, and so that they can refer business back to you. And then you're going to post it and you're going to tag it on all of your preferred social. Again, this particular strategy has nothing to do with you. This has to do with, hey, I'm this local go-to guy. This is one of my favorite restaurants. This is one of my favorite families in the community, and here's why. All right, the next one is what it's like to live here. So this is local events and activities. This is talking about local charities, doing videos about local charities, local causes. Is maybe it's a small enough town that, oh gosh, who knows? Maybe there's an accident. Maybe there's a fire and somebody's house gets damaged and they're temporarily homeless. So you can start a food drive or a money drive to help put them up in a hotel until their house can get fixed. Local charities, the local 4-H club, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America, whatever local charities, events, causes, activities, historical content. Historical content is great, especially if it's weird historical content. X-Files, I put X-Files there. Do you have any haunted houses in your community? Do you have any strange events that happened? Do you have any historically relevant or historically important people that did either important or really wacky or weird things in the past, right? These things are all really, really good. Are you a movie buff? Talk about the local movie theater. Do local movie reviews. I mean, really think about this. And then promote small businesses. Promote small businesses. You're going to have a page on your website that you have all your favorite small businesses on. Again, this is what it's like to live here. So when you're doing these videos, you're not saying, hey, I want you to close a loan with me or close a mortgage with me. These videos are about, hey, do you know why it's so cool to live in this community? Here's all these reasons why it's amazing to raise your family or to live or grow up in this community. And that's what that's what the events, activities, historical stuff, you're just reporting on the community, basically. Then let's talk about bipartisan reporting and politics. So if politics is your niche, think of Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan is famous for saying the line, because they were talking to him about politics, and Michael Jordan said, hey, you know what? Republicans buy tennis shoes too. So his whole point was, I'm not going to talk politics because whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat, whether you're blue, whether you're red, whether you're purple, whatever the heck your beliefs are, your money is green. And you need a home and you need shelter and all of these things. So think about that. If you really want to be the political guy that has a stance, that takes a stance and takes a position, you can do that, but it has to genuinely be you. Because just know, when you take a side, you're going to isolate 50% of your audience every single time. Interview opposing views on an issue. So if there's a local zoning ordinance that's going up to create, like, there's a Walmart going in down the street, and half the community doesn't want the Walmart there, and half the community wants the Walmart there. Do interviews with each of the people, put it up on social. uh, that this is the kind of thing that you're doing with bipartisan reporting. Become friends with the local government, the local politicians, the city council, the school board, the existing mayor, if you haven't been elected as the official mayor yet. And then don't be afraid to take sides, but be smart about it. Again, refer to rule number 1. Republicans buy tennis shoes too. That's correct. So be careful about that. But it really also has to do with who you are, because everything that we're doing here, all content needs to be authentic, and it needs to be genuine. It needs to come from you. Now here's where you get an opportunity to shine. Use your partner's inventory to shine. What that basically means is, if they have a listing or if they have something that's going up for sale, do a video talking about the listing and talking about the financing that's available for this house. So this house, under this price range in this city, here's all of the options. Here's what the payment could look like. Here's the different options that are available in this market. Also, offered it when you're doing open houses. If you're using the tech stack that I showed you before with Bonzo and with Lead Pops, what has been really successful for me and really successful for the hyperlocal with loan officers doing this hyperlocal strategy is offer to follow up on your referral partner's leads. So offer to follow up on all buyer leads. This gets a little bit more complex. Hit me up in the comments and I'll show you how to do this. But what this particular strategy is with local inventory is I would use local inventory to run Facebook ads, local Facebook ads, and I would follow up with all those inquiries for the realtor partner. I put down here the $100,000 Facebook ad strategy. Lead Pops is, again, a company that does mortgage websites, loan officer websites, and they also do lead capture and sales funnels. They are running a on-demand webinar as I record this. I don't know when you watch this, if it's still going to be out there, but if you can Google or search on Facebook for the $100,000 Facebook ad strategy, that's just a really, really cool strategy that they're teaching. That's exactly the strategy that I've used in the past to help promote realtor listings. I do the video about you can do the video about the listing, but you use their listings and you follow up on all the leads that come from the listing. And again, the perfect tech stack, if you're running Facebook ads, you're running them through. When I was doing it, I was doing a Facebook ad to a Lead Pops funnel, use Bonzo to follow up on it. And then when you get them on the phone, get them pre-approved, send them back over to the real estate agent. And that's how you shine as a lender, is by leveraging the local inventory to create videos about the types of homes and the areas where inventory is available in your community. Finally, weave in your why. Why do you love living here? How long have you lived here? Have you raised your kids here? Have your kids gone to school here? Tell success stories about other families that you've helped move in here. Where did they live before? Why is their life so much better now? Talk about your local clients, your real estate agents' local clients. Tell success stories about helping people move to this community, and maybe even about what your relationship was with those clients after they moved to the community. Because remember, if you're doing this Mayorism campaign, if you're running for digital mayor, they already know, like, and trust you. So when you're showing them that other people moved to your community, that you're still friends with them and you have a relationship with them, and you like to eat down there at Joe's Pizzeria, that you've done interviews with the owner of Joe's Pizzeria, there's a lot there. The last thing that I want to talk about is you've heard of 80-20 distribution. 80-20, the Pareto distribution curve, basically says 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients. There's a lot of different things where the Pareto distribution comes into play, and it basically says that a small portion of your customers are you going to give you 80% of your business, this kind of thing. But for the 80-20 rule here, if you're doing a hyper local strategy, you want 80% of your content to be about the community and only 20% of your content to be about you and the solutions that you bring to your community. Again, you want to be known as the go-to person, the person that knows everybody, that knows everything about the community. 80% content about your community, 20% content about how you can help people and how you make money in the community. That's the right formula for a hyperlocal strategy. All right, folks, this is the second in the Riches and Niches series, the Mayorism Geo Domination or Hyperlocal Domination. Keep an eye out in the upcoming weeks for the next 3 episodes, Attracting the Loans You Love. This is about program niches, loan niches, cause-based content, advocacy niches, and then leadership and growth content. I want to invite everybody to download this free white paper that I've written. You can find this at mlo.expert, and I'll have a link down in the description. This is a free white paper that basically is the blueprint for everything that I'm talking to you about here today. This is the why. This is the why content marketing is the single most important strategy that you could be doing in today's market. Go to mlo.expert. You're going to be able to download this report. We're going to invite you to the free Second Opinion Loan Officer community. If you're not already there, that's a community of like-minded mortgage professionals that want to learn about or are already doing content creation. In that community, we're sharing everything you need to be able to be a content creator and to be a beast on content and to do it 100% yourself. If you're not the do-it-yourself type, you could also join the Find My Way Home Expert Network. Here's a couple of examples of videos that David Zai has done. If you want to learn more about David Zai, I did an interview with David Zai about his participation in the Expert Network. Basically, we get tens of thousands of consumers that come to Find My Way Home every single month looking for a second opinion about qualifying for a mortgage. They've usually been turned down by call centers, inexperienced or lazy loan officers that didn't want to put in the effort. So they come to Find My Way Home. What we will do is connect you with those consumers right away. And at the same time, we're going to direct videos, content for you. We're going to edit that content. We're going to publish. We're going to promote that content. We're going to capture leads from that content, follow up on those leads using our tech stack with Bonzo. Your only responsibility is going to be to answer your phone, reply to texts, and respond to emails. And you will be a second opinion loan officer on steroids. And that's available to you. So if that's something you're interested in, there are links below. You can schedule a Calendly appointment with me if you want to get more information, or you can get or download that free blueprint on how to stop buying leads and create inbound traffic. And you will get your invitation to the Second Opinion Loan Officer community. And boy, we have a lot more great conversations going on there. And that's it for this one. We're running a little bit long, but this is an exciting niche. The hyperlocal niche is so easy to dominate. All you have to do is work harder than anybody else in your community creating content. And that's not hard because not many of your competition are going to put in the type of effort that you are going to put in creating content. So that's it for this episode. I've been Scott Shang from the Find My Way Home Expert Network, and we'll see you next time.